Hi, good afternoon. Good afternoon. This is Severina here, and let me just make sure everything is working, and I am indeed live, and all is well. All right, so good afternoon and happy Valentine's Day, guys. I feel it's a very high vibe day. Like a lot of love in the air, and it's on like high vibration, and I love it for that. So if you're celebrating, have fun. Just please make sure that the most important love that you can experience is the love for yourself. And once you have the love within you, you can share, multiply it, triple it, 10 times it, infinite amount times it with everyone else around you. The more love and the more kindness and compassion and all the good feelings you can feel within yourself for yourself, the more loving person you will be towards those around you. So that's on the Valentine's Day. We're not going to be talking about love much. Today I'm coming to you to talk about morning rituals. And I've shared quite a few times about my morning ritual, and I specifically call it ritual, not routine. I find that ritual is much much better word. Let me just make sure that I will see the comments coming in. Hang on one sec, guys. Okay, so yeah, here we go. It's a much, I prefer the word ritual than, excuse me, than routine. And I've shared quite a few times, and I've been asked to, I really get those messages like, what do you exactly do? And the reason I wanted to jump on here and do a little bit of a longer video on the morning rituals, because I've read so many different books on 5 a.m. Club and the Miracle Morning, which is the biggest inspiration behind my rituals, and other books and other personal development and business development and business coaching mentors advocate for the early morning get up for, like a lot of successful people through history, been getting up super early or working at the times when other people are not working, or not majority of people are not working. So there's a lot of information out there, and I've been, following this, and I've been trying all sorts of different things, and I want to share, and those are the things I will be sharing with you. And I'll tell you a little bit share about my personal routine, personal ritual, and how it works, and I'll share you what didn't work. But the thing is, one of the things that I've been always wondering when I was reading those books and or posts and information blogs on all those 5 a.m. Club or similar, the people sharing get up, like the Power Hour, for example, from 5 to 6 a.m. and 5 a.m. wake up, and 5:10 you're sitting at your desk or whatever, meditating. And I was like, how on earth do you go from 5 a.m. wake up to being fully dressed and ready and with the cup of coffee at 5:10 writing in front of your computer? That's just purely not realistic. I mean, I'm sorry. I have actually served in the Israeli army. Not to say that I'm like a super soldier now, but I can appreciate the fact that you can get ready fast. But I also know that some of those things are totally unrealistic, because by the time you wake up, and if you give yourself a chance to breathe in the morning and get out of bed and go to the washroom and brush your teeth and get dressed, and maybe go downstairs, if you live in a house, like all of those things that actually take time. So I just want to be very realistic. So even if you're Power Hour and you schedule things in to do within that hour, you need to give yourself a bit of an extra buffer time from get to place. Maybe go to the washroom in between. Maybe, maybe blow your nose if you need to. Like really human, natural human things that you may have to do, and that will push that time a little bit. So if you are in a job, for example, or in a position where you have a certain time in the morning when you have to leave the house, or you have to start working, or you have to log into your computer, whatever it is, you need to know that, if you need to plan ahead of time and know that, be realistic about your goals, because you set your rules. It's your life, and you can set up rules to fail, or you can set up your rules to win. It's your script, it's your movie, so make it work for you so that you can feel like a winner, because that's the whole point. We want to be winning in life. So on back to the actual morning ritual. So the biggest inspiration for me was, by the way, sorry, I just interrupted. So if you are coming to and you're watching me live, then please say hi. I would love to know that you are here. So the biggest inspiration for me to structure my morning ritual was the book by Hal Elrod, and it's called The Miracle Morning. As I said, I've read many other books and I've tried different things, and I absolutely love The Miracle Morning because it gives a very, very strategic structure to your morning ritual. Now, it is obviously up to you of how many of those things you do and how much time do you allocate per activity. And, but it's very flexible. It's very adaptable. And I think if you're anything like me, I love change. I love, changing things in many different areas of my life. And the morning ritual is certainly one of them. So I keep changing the order of the activities that I'm doing, and the really important thing that I really want to stress is the let go of that perfectionism idea of making and doing it perfect, because it's realistically speaking, you're not always going to have the time to do the full hour, or maybe more if that's what you plan, or maybe even less. Life happens, sometimes you're just not going to do it, and that's okay. But if you know, for example, that, some days are trickier than others, and you're like, oh, well, there's no point. I'm not going to do it every day. Or, oh, well, I'll be traveling the next week and I'm just not going to start it. I'm going to start it until whatever, next Monday, right? That's all, to be honest, just excuses, that you sabotaging yourself. You can start at like tomorrow. You don't actually have to read a book, The Miracle Morning. I mean, although I do recommend it, but you don't have to do those things. You can decide on what you're going to do in the morning and do it. The reason why morning is so important and how you start your day is so, so important. And I can attest to that because I've experimented both ways of doing it and not doing it. And how you start your day really sets the tone for the whole day, and how your whole day goes, the next day goes, and the next day goes, that the way you start, and that's how your life goes. So the more aware you are of how you set yourself up for the day, it will really make a difference on how you are interacting with others, what kind of things you are inviting into your life, where you are, what the people's circumstances and events that are coming into your life, how you cope with those circumstances in your life. For example, if you have children, are you being snappy and just, sometimes not so patient? Those are the things. We know that the way we react to other people and other circumstances has nothing to do with other people and circumstances. It's to do with our internal state. And your internal state really depends on how you set your mind, and how you set your mind depends on how you start your day. A lot of it depends on how you start your day. Now, you can do this morning ritual, by the way, at any time of the day. Now, ideally you would do it first thing in the morning, because that's how, that's what that power hour or power 2 hours or power 5 minutes, you want to, whatever it is, you set it up for yourself. Really, you can take that time to set it up, because if you decide to do it halfway through or in the evening, it's okay and it's better than nothing, but you already been potentially reactive, or things have happened and now it might be just a little tricky, because every day when we wake up, we have that chance to start over again, and we start over again every single day. So I'll tell you a bit about the way my morning ritual looks like right now, and hopefully that can inspire you to try some of those things, if not all. And I'll give you some variations of what I have tried. So on most occasions, I wake up between 5 to 5:30 a.m. On most occasions, I do let myself be the winner in my life. And if there has been a particular late night, or I am going out, or something else is happening, then I will let myself a little bit, to sleep a little bit more. Now, realistically speaking, it's very rare that I will be in bed after like 6:30 a.m. These days is even on weekends. I do wake up early. Now, you don't have to. Definitely has been days when I would just, have a bit of a later morning if I can allow myself. Now, my daughter is now also 13, so I don't have small children anymore, but I'm very, very aware of what it's like to have a little one who is very much demanding of your time and attention 24/7. So I can relate to that. But yet now my situation is slightly different. So I wake up between 5 to 5:30 a.m. It does take me time to get out of bed, to go to the washroom, brush my teeth, get dressed, all of those things, and probably, realistically speaking, if I'm waking up at 5, to by 5:15, I'm downstairs. Where is my area for my time? Now, I do it in the kitchen because this is where the furthest from all the bedrooms, and I can have my time and if I make any kind of noise, then I'm not concerned about waking anybody up. So the first thing I do these days is prepare myself a cup of black coffee. On most days when the weather especially is not super crazy freezing, then I would open the door and I'll take a few breaths of fresh air. In the summer, I try to go out as well, but right now it's not happening. I'm not walking. I'm not doing my morning walk these days, but at least I try, although I probably should. That's one of the things that I could improve in my day, is to actually go outside a little bit more. But winter has been pretty brutal here in Canada, and this year, if you're Canadian, you know what I'm talking about. So I've been slacking on a walking outside thing, and I haven't been walking. But anyway, I digress. So back to my morning. I make myself a cup of black coffee, and I prepare. Everything is pretty much set up, but it's tucked away in a cupboard. In a sort of, I have an area in the kitchen cupboard where I keep my things, which include my journal, my pens, and sticky notes, or just a couple of small notepad where I can dot a few things that I will take with me down upstairs when I need to set on my computer. I do not look at my phone for social media, for online purposes. I do check my phone for time. I do have a couple of things on my phone, which I'll tell you in a second. So I get myself a cup of coffee, and I take out the stuff from the pantry. I put my journal, my pen, a box of tissues in case, I need them for whatever reason, and the stick and the notepad, and a glass of water. So first thing I do, actually, I drink a large glass of water, which is kind of pretty much equals 2 glasses of water before I drink my coffee. And that's just for hydration, health, waking all the organs, and all that good stuff. And prepare my French press, my cup, and I'm ready. So my first activity these days is journaling, which is described as scribing in the Miracle Morning book. And that's just free flow journal. Most of the days I do just free flow journaling. Now it's a really, really amazing technique. I have never been a fan of journaling up till like about maybe a year and a half ago when I started, but now it's an essential part of my morning. Most days I said is a free flow, whatever comes to mind. And I've been following a specific guideline as for journaling from another blog, and I will, if I have time, I'll mention to you later. But the point is just journal. And I do have some prompts as well. Sometimes I use those, but a lot of the times it's just whatever is that mental load that needs to go somewhere. And once I put it on a paper, it's out of my head. So it really helps me to clear my mind. Now, I have a lot of stuff going in my mind. There's a lot of, potentially clutter, but just a lot of stuff that I try to remember, think about, and all of those things, or analyze, or think of, or whatever. Lots of stuff. So I just, whatever free flow. It doesn't have to be perfect, right? It's not. It's just whatever. And the more you do it, the more comfortable you're going to become with that. But also, this is the time in the morning. It's like the first conscious thinking that's happening in a day. It's really powerful, and it may help you discover a lot of things about yourself. And if you do have some questions that you would like to get answers for, where the prompts kind of could be helpful, you can set that question, you can use that prompt, and whatever flows the answer, whatever the first thoughts that come out, is the answer that you're looking for. So it could be really, really powerful in gaining some insights on issues and things that you might be thinking about, curious about, want to find solutions for. Highly recommend journaling. Now, in the Miracle Morning book, all activities, there are 6 activities, and they're broken down into 10 minutes intervals. So you could give yourself 10 minutes. I give myself right now is a 20-minute max on journaling. Well, if I really need more, I can allow myself more. But again, I give myself plenty of time in the morning before my must deadlines hit. So I usually have 2 hours. I realize that not everybody would want to or could spend that amount of time, and that's fine. As I said, you can set yourself whatever time that you want. So you would just decide on how much time you want to be spending on that activity on each activity actually. So for me, the first one is journaling. After I journal, I open my phone in my notepad on the notes app, and I have my affirmations. I have 2 main notes and notes on affirmations, and I kind of rotate between them. This is also a running document. You update them as you wish and as you find needed. Definitely, like for example, at the 2018, it was all saying like my goal, my financial goals, my whatever aspirations, travel goals for 2018. Now I've changed it to 2019. So and whatever it is that I want to achieve this year, it's the goals, it's personal affirmations, it's any kind of mantras. You make it work for you, whatever happens. There is a template that is given in the Miracle Morning book. So again, I'm referring to that because it's really, it's a fantastic book. So you can use that or just write your own. Of course, like I really needed that guidance in the beginning, so I used the template that was given in the book, and that really helped me. But now I just kind of edit it and update it as I wish, as I find useful. Then after the affirmations, I do visualizations, and visualization is a really powerful technique to help you manifest your goals. And now I am a really good manifester. I've manifested quite incredible things in my life, and I continue to do so. And now even more, I'm learning as I go, always learning more, always understanding more. So visualization is really powerful, and so you would time it yourself. Again, for that activity, for me, does not take. I don't give myself that much time. Just a little bit of time. It could be a minute, it could be a minute and a half, it could be 5 minutes, whatever you prefer. If you have a dream board, then you can use that time to look at your dream board, whether it's digital or real life touch, manual, I don't know, what do you call it? Or if you have, I have a mini version of my dream board on my phone. So I would just look at that picture or I just close my eyes and visualize my perfect day or my goal come to life. The whole idea is to get that feeling, to get to the point of feeling what it would be like to have whatever it is that, or to be, or to do whatever it is that you want to be, do, or have. After visualizations, I do reading. I read that I give myself in the morning about usually 10 minutes to read. So I have a book. Sorry, I forgot to mention in the beginning, the journal, when I take out stuff from the pantry, it includes actually the book as well. So I give myself 10 minutes on whatever it is, the book that I'm reading. After the book is done, I move to I open my yoga mat, and which is very close to the kitchen in the living room. I open the yoga mat and I do between 10 to 15 minutes of yoga, really quick yoga stretches and yoga practice. I use an app called Yoga Studio that I've had for years, and I absolutely love it. So I do my practice. Sometimes I do it without the app, but most of the days I actually do enjoy the guidance, so I kind of don't have to think, really. That's just me. So after the yoga practice or the little stretch, the quick stretch, I should say, I do my meditation. And that usually, depending on the time that I have that day when I woke up, is between 10 to 15 minutes of meditation. And that's it. And that's about it. So all in all, it takes some time, right? Especially if I allow myself the journaling of 20 minutes, then this whole, you can do the math, but between moving between the areas and sometimes adding some hot water to my drink, or, having another glass of water, it usually takes me about an hour and a half, I would say, from the point when I wake up to the point when I'm done. Now, if I don't have the time, I can shrink it and do it in a much faster way to move between the activities. In the Miracle Morning, it also says that you can do, if there are days that you cannot do it at all, you can do it a 5 minute, it's a 5 minutes because it's 5 activities, I believe. So 5 activities that you allow 1 minute per activity. Like everybody can have a 5 minutes of intentional time for yourself, because this is the time when you work on yourself. After that, and I've experimented, when the day goes on and I haven't done it and the day just kicks in, there is no time sometimes to stop at all. So the 5 minutes, if you take that in the morning, intentional personal development of 5 minutes is way better than none. It's like huge difference. You do 1 minute of write down your 3 top goals for the day. Then you do 1 minute of writing, 1 minute of affirmations, 1 minute of visualization, 1 minute of reading. Oh, there's 6 activities. 1 minute, so 6 minutes, I guess. 1 minute of visualization. Visualization don't really take 1 minute. 1 minute of stretches or jumping jacks, and 1 minute of meditation, of intentional breathing and intentional focus. That's like 5 to 6 minutes of your day. Anybody can have that. You can do it in the washroom if you must. So that's that. So what I find, personally for myself, I do change it up a little bit. So for example, sometimes there were times when I would start with yoga practice and I do meditation, and then I go into affirmation, visualization, and then reading, and then journaling would be the last thing. What I found also, a lot of the recommendations for the morning time recommend workouts. I have experimented with 5:30 workouts, and or 6 a.m. workouts. So that doesn't work for me. I do not like to be spending that kind of precious time in the morning, I guess, to actually going somewhere and work out in the gym, for example. If it works for you, great. Again, that is what has not worked for me. I'd feel like this is the time in the morning when I love the peace and quiet. I like just time with myself. It really sets me up. It really gets me in a very much of a proactive state of mind. I'm way calmer. I am joyful. I have more patience to everything. I take things in a different light when I do that. My morning ritual, when I do allow myself to spend time with myself. And yes, sometimes I am tired when I wake up. Sometimes I do oh my God, sometimes I wish I could spend some more time in bed, I guess, and it's tempting. But when I do wake up and I do this, I feel so much better than I did it. And the times when I have done that, I would just skip it or not do it, I feel actually there's a degree of frustration after that. So now I know. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, Yvonne. Thank you. So, it really makes it that huge difference. So as I said, workout didn't work for me. For example, the scribing thing, the journaling, you can just do your, the 5 minute thing, or, 1 minute if you don't have the time. I find that spending 20 minutes in journaling of having a bit more time for that is really helpful for me, and I now really looking forward to that time. So that, again, that's just a personal preference, and I'd highly encourage you to just keep experimenting and seeing what works for you. I do change up things in between just for that newness factor and keeping things fresh and interesting. And again, this is because I've just been doing it for a while. So on that note, this is it from me today. I hope that inspires you to give yourself that time in the morning. And I really stress the importance of giving that time in the morning, or depending if you're, night shift worker and you sleep, first hour to, between like 5 minutes, let's say, was the minimum, to an hour and a half of when you start your day. And I know for different people it will be a different time, and that's okay. But once you start your day, give yourself that time to spend it with yourself, and do not wait to be tempted. And I really do say that. Try not to wait until you're woken up by children alarm that you have to rush to work, or you have to log in, you have to some events if you run your own business. Oh, my computer just went to sleep on me. Oh my gosh. Sorry. So if you try to give yourself that extra time before life kicks in and everybody else is up and running and things are kicking and happening. That time is so valuable, and I guarantee you will tell the difference. You will be able to feel the difference. So try something that works for you. You have any questions? You know where to find me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you again soon. Have a wonderful day and happy Valentine's again. Bye for now.